So again, always rule number one of podcasting, just be sure that it is actually recording. All right, let me just check that real quick. All right, so we are live. So what's up, guys? This is Mr. T coming at you live from NYC. Welcome back to Convos, our podcast over here at TimTalks. And hey, guys, welcome back to a very special episode because today I actually have someone way on the other side of the world. A new guest feature here today. He's also specializing in what I do best, which is mental health, life advice, sometimes memes, and just the truth. And so I invited my friend over here who also is specializing in those things. He is based down in India, in Delhi, and we just got to meet within the first 10 minutes. And he's pretty cool, and I love how the fact that he had the time to make it over here, considering how far apart we are from each other. So everyone, this is my friend Lalit Sharma over at Life Methodology. You want to give your introductions?
Alright, I'm Lalit Sharma and I'm the host of Life Methodology podcast, and I just talk about mental health and relationships and mostly about life methods to crack. That's my small introduction.
Nice. Okay. So as you guys know, I'll just give you guys some background about how I came across Elite. And so what happened was, when I was just starting off my podcast over on YouTube, I was actually networking and collaborating with other creators, regardless of where they are in the world. And then from there, I actually met Lalit over on Facebook, and then he had, I believe the question he had asked was, how did I gain an audience, or also how do you improve as a podcaster? Was that correct? Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, gotcha. And so, from there, when he and I commented on each other's posts, and then I noticed as well that I got down to checking out his podcast. I believe the platform was Anchor, Spotify. I can't necessarily remember, but I remember hearing a couple of his episodes, and then from there, different episodes and scattered throughout many months of work and effort, and I actually got down to listening to them, and from there I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And considering that, like I said, guys, I listen to podcasters from all over the world, and just to hear one from quite a big audience and a bigger population was just pretty cool. And then from there, Lalit and I, what happened was, I had suggested if he wanted to do an episode. He said yes, scheduled a time, and here we are, right? Yes. So, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, my friend, just to get things started. You want to tell the audience, how you got into podcasting?
Yeah, I just started, I was suffering from mental health problems, but then I started listening to podcasts myself, very big influencers such as Gary Vee, the Life Methodology podcast myself. I listened to my own things because I love what I talk about. I just love my own experiences, and I listen to Mindset Mentor and all these people. And I just before start publishing my podcast, I just started to record them and just keep it to myself. And I just start to journaling, and I did a lot of things. But then I felt that I should share my own experiences and lessons with all these people who need my help as well. So that's how I started.
Nice. And I like it as well because from humble beginnings, and the thing about podcasting, guys, is sometimes it's just more so the drive. It's not really just about the equipment that you got, but it's rather the passion if you want to do so. And like Lalit said, it's just more so that he wanted to share what he had to say, and from there it just spurred a passion. Is that correct? Right?
Yeah. I heard a podcast. I don't remember the name, but it was the Gary Vee podcast, and he said that you don't need equipment to get a message out. You just need a mobile phone and a good internet. That's all you require to get a message out to the audience. So that's how I started, and that is what I'm following even right now.
Nice. And guys, literally when it comes down to whenever you want to record or something, you just need the most basic type of equipment. Literally, we're literally calling over on Messenger. So just to let you guys know that it's something so simple, but again, you get to also not it's all about the collaboration when it comes down to podcasting.
Yeah.
And experiencing just the broad range of people out there in the world, and to know that there are good people out there who are willing to help. And like the lead, he's taken upon himself to not only pursue what he loves to do, but just to share his advice to the world, right?
Yeah, like
Oh no, go for
my
it.
main motive is not about like getting the audience or money. My main motive is just about like helping at least 2 or 3 people that are in need of a person like me. So I can't just spend the both of them without my help. So I just try to like get some message out, my advice out, so it might just help them. That's my whole main goal.
Nice. And I absolutely love it. And guys, just to let you know, I love his stuff down over there because it's very professional. When I first saw your podcast and I checked out your Facebook page, I was really surprised to see how clean it looked, and the fact that for all it's worth, despite having a busy place, I know that over there in New York City it's busy over here, and in India I know it's also really busy over there. Just to find the time and place to where it's quiet and you're able to record is just pretty cool.
Yeah, true.
But hey, I've been asking a lot of questions so far at the beginning. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, like I wanted to ask you the same, like your journey, like how did you learn what to share, or are these your own experiences, or are you just collaborating, or do you share your own experiences, and what are those experiences, and how did you start?
Oh, okay.
Like what is your journey?
Oh, you were saying? Go for it.
Yeah. Like I just wanted to know about your own journey, like how did you start it, what made you learn about life and all these things, like how did you start it actually?
All right. So, actually, guys, just to let you know as well, we will, like I said, the first 10 minutes when we got over, we did talk about, how we came across each other and all those things. But, let me just go ahead and share with y'all, how it is that I came about podcasting, which is, actually not so much a long story, because I actually started, about a month and a half ago. And from there, what happened was that as I was thinking about, what I wanted to do with my life, and, I realized that I'm pretty adept with speaking. And, from there, I wanted to focus on something, that was more meaningful, kind of like how Lalit was focused on mental health and how he was focused on giving life advice. I want to follow in a similar step. I wanted to be able to do that and create a podcast, because I was inspired by other people who got to share their voice without having the need to do all sorts of fancy edits. It's literally just all about sharing the truth, letting it out, and just honing in on that advice, and just letting people know that, hey, there's someone there who gets you, who feels for you and understands you and is willing to help. And then so I was trying to think about, for example, how I was going to go about doing the podcast, like what platform. And I was centered first on YouTube. If you guys wondered why, it's because that YouTube has this wonderful software where you can actually see where your audience is, not just from subscriber or view count, but it's just to let people know, let myself know as a creator, when people are available. But also, just to see and gauge other podcasters, because YouTube is one of the biggest platforms. And, I know that they got Spotify and Anchor, which is what the lead is actually using on his end. And so, from there, what happened was I got onto YouTube. And then from YouTube, what happened was that I thought of the title, which I thought would be a good title, was Convos. And I went by my nickname, Mr. T, which actually stands for Timothy, for those of you who don't know, all right? And so I was building it alongside my sister. And then from there, I got to meet all these sorts of wonderful people from all over the parts of the globe. And then from there, I gave advice. And I also did things where I requested comments from, you guys, the audience. I requested from you guys, my wonderful family over there on YouTube. And then, just what bits and pieces of advice that I could give you, any questions that you had. And then we got together and made this wonderful family. Like I said, podcasting really is all about building those connections those relationships, and then from there you get to not only do something that you love, but you get to experiment, you get to enjoy, you get to give advice, you get to give your own understandings about the world, and your own opinions. And again, it's all about maintaining that respect, which is, like I said, something that I saw in other podcasters such as Elite, who is focused on literally life methodology. He literally focused on the idea there that life is, it's a process that people go through, and everyone's gonna go through it, but it's all about finding our way through it the right way, right?
To like improve your life, because life is all about improving your life.
Exactly. So yeah, that's literally how I came across being a podcaster. Is literally just that small idea, and then it grew into something that, hey, people are actually getting into this. There's other people who are doing the same thing. People are collaborating, and people are growing a following, but not just a following; they're growing a family. All right. So that's
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got to be a podcaster. Um, yeah. And if I may ask, my friend, so how is it like, over there, recording your podcast over there in India? Like, how is it over there?
It's kind of difficult because I haven't told my family that I'm a podcaster and I podcast, so like I had to do it in my room alone, and it's just like loud everywhere. Even right now, it's night and it's around 12 p.m. But people are just moving around and like making noises. So it's sometimes hard, but I try to record it in as much silence as I can, because I don't want to just interrupt my audience with whatever I'm sharing, and don't want to interrupt their hearing. So that's how I record. I just use my and I just put the music at the start and end, and I just keep it basic, because all my motive and my main goal is just to put my message out. So I don't focus much on like how I'm going to do it. I just do it in a photo form. Like I just record clips. I do like image editing. I just create codes, and I just do a lot of things. So that's how I start, and I just use a simple app called Anchor, and like many know. So it's just first to like put our podcast on all these famous platforms, so we are heard, or we can be heard about by many people all over the world. So that's how I started, and that's how I record my podcast.
Oh, nice. And you know what? If I may, comment on something which I kind of noticed was, like I said, I actually never got to, guys out there, I never got to actually call someone down over there in India. I mean, I called someone from a friend of mine in China, but I never got down to, wondering how it is over there in India. And it was really shocking because, like Lalit said, with his family and what with the bustling streets of Delhi over there, and I remember just a couple minutes ago, like 20 minutes ago, I was saying like, how he was able to, find a place to be able to do the recording because of the fact that it's so busy over there. I've seen the streets of Delhi, and I've seen what goes on down there, and I'll tell you guys right now, it's busy, and I think Lalit can also vouch that. Does it get really busy over there in Delhi, my friend?
It's like even it's like 12 p.m., but it is even busy right now. Like all the noises all over me. It's just very busy. And if I go off my like home, it will be just like too much noise all over my.
Gotcha. And you know what was also shocking was, guys, when it comes down to, when you're surrounded by a population of 1 billion, and when it comes down to, like getting a signal or whatever, I was really shocked because I was really worried when I was going to go ahead and call him, and how I was worried if he was able to get on what with, I know that he has a family, and I know there's a lot of things going on down there, even though it's like 12 a.m. in the morning, really soon. And so I was just really thankful that, we were still able to connect, and regardless that the signal's still holding up. And guys, I apologize as well if you hear some garbles. Again, it is a distance. You gotta account for the distance, the signal, and other people are also having phones. Imagine you're competing with 1 billion phones, right? So
Yeah, that's
you can only imagine how things would go. And like I said, even with the best software, things can get picked up. So again, we do apologize for that. But hopefully, like I said, I'll try and edit, which is the wonderful thing about podcasting is that with focus on the audio, you can also find time to be able to edit and make it as decent sounding as possible. And speaking of editing, my friend, you don't mind if I ask you something else? Is that all right?
What?
You don't mind me if I ask just another question?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So if I may ask you, when you first started editing your podcast, like from the very beginning, how was it for you?
Like it was very bad because even recording was very hard because it was like my first time to like record something and to do it in a one go. Like I tried to record all my podcast in a one go, and there will be just a lot of noise for. So can we stop for a second so you can edit this part? Yeah, I just thought like there's a bike coming, so I know it will make a lot of noise.
And
So you
yeah, and seriously, when it comes down to podcasting, guys, it's literally the audio where it comes down to how it's gonna be professional and all that stuff, and to know that how it is that you're gonna make it nice and all those things. Literally, we literally when we edit.
Yeah. Like editing is the best thing that we can do, or that's the best tool that we have with both. We can just remove most of the noises in the background. We can make our voice louder. We can add the soothing music that attracts or keep engaged our audience. And when I started recording, it was like very hard to talk like a mobile or a microphone without like much experience recording these things, and it was very hard for me to like talk again and again repeatedly. And I just did a lot of mistakes. I didn't even have the scripted back then. I just talked without any talked with my own experience, with whatever comes to my mind. I just start talking, and after like around 40 to 50 episodes, I just became comfortable and I started recording without stopping, and I didn't need much edit because my podcast episodes are very small. They are like minutes at the max and 4 to 5 minutes at the minimum. So I don't have like much difficulty with the editing part, but yeah, it's hard sometimes.
It really is.
When there are like sorts of noises, it just becomes very hard.
It really is. And like I said, like even right now I can empathize what with like I'm literally where I'm recording right now. There's a lot of construction going on over there outside, and so dealing with that, it's it can really be something new to undertake. And really, like I said, guys, technical difficulties, they do always happen, and we're no stranger to that. But really, when it comes down to being podcasters, sometimes it's better to just tell the truth and roll with it, and to know that, hey, there's still a life going on outside of what we do, right? Outside of podcasting. And we learn from that. And I think that's what I love as well about podcasting, is that you not only, like I said, you also reach out to an audience, but also you learn with every episode how things go. Like I still remember when I first recorded on Messenger, and these errors happened where I heard a lot of sparks and garbles and whatever. And then I learned how to balance that out, and just to try and minimize it as much as possible. And again, guys, let us know if anything how it's sounding on your ends, because we want to try and push out not only a lot of content but also the good content. If you know what I mean, right? Yeah. And gotcha. And hey, your turn, my friend. If you got any questions for me?
Yeah, like do you read book, and how do you like keep yourself engaged and knowledgeable about mental health and all these like new topics that are coming around, and all these methods that are being uploaded or are talked about by new like influencers and all these mental health coaches. So how do you keep up with all that knowledge?
Oh, okay. Actually, that's something that was new to me, and actually not new to me. It's rather that something I was expecting, but how I kept up with mental health and how I kept up with what's going on with you guys out there is, I do my own research, and with all the tools that we have at our disposal, you have Mr. Google, Mr. Yahoo, Mr. YouTube, and you have all those wonderful websites out there where you guys can consult, and where I consulted my information. And so I was literally, my focus was not, although I'm focused specifically on the new gen, I was also focused as well on other gens and what other generations go through. And so I conducted my research from there. I actually have a psychology book that I sometimes consult for my own purposes. And in addition to that as well, I also look up online to see, what's been going on in the world and what it is that people, want to focus on, and what it is that people can relate to, and what are the topics that people would need help the most. And so, combining all the research that I've done, with not only consulting my psychology book, but also looking up online, and as well as, I think, what I believe was the most important thing, and what I think other podcasters should do is, consult the audience. Even if the episodes may be coming, and sometimes, the audience just interacts with the episodes directly. Sometimes it's better as well to get comments from them. And that's where I got my focus on, hey, what am I going to do for this episode? What am I going to do for that episode? And, that's where I got these bunches of comments that came in. And that's where, everything started to take shape. I got a comment, I consult my psychology book, I consult online resources, and then from there, I build my episode around those. Sometimes it's just one comment that points out something, sometimes it's a bunch of comments pointing out the same thing. And then from there, that's literally how every episode I have something new. And it's not because of it's my idea, it's rather that other people have been submitting requests. And it was awesome because, I not only got to hear their voices, but they also gave me ideas as to what other people can go for and what other people may need for their own lives. And that's how I centered the podcast on. I centered it on building the family.
That's good.
It was I able to answer, my friend?
That was a nice answer.
Nice. And hey, okay, cool. And like I said, as we go about to learn how to collaborate internationally, like I said, guys, this may not be the last time we're gonna do this, because there will be other moments where we get to interact and improve in our own ways, and not only to grow an audience, but to grow our own families on either of our ends. And so I hope we get to do that in the future. And
Yeah.
oh, sorry, do you want to say anything, my friend?
Yeah, I think that this is this is my first collab, so I might be nervous. So I don't know how to counter these questions, and how should I my whole episode not just me talking to myself and to my mic. So yeah.
Oh no, I get that.
And in future we can collab, and we can talk about advices and tips that everyone can follow and use in their own lives. So yeah.
Oh yeah, for
That's
sure.
what we can do in this future.
I agree, because I really do believe as well that this will not be the last time in which we do this. But really, it's a matter of just trying to let other people know out there in the world that there are other podcasters, and take your chance with Lalit, because like I said, he is also up and coming, but he's also been in the podcasting world a lot longer than I have. I saw the trend in which he did his episodes. He posts every week. And then from there, I saw how far back it went. And, like I said, guys, I just started a month ago. So even then, I'm also learning my own thing. I'm doing my own thing. And he does his own. He got his own niche. He's got his own logo, which hopefully, do I have permission, my friend, to, use your icon when I do the edits?
Okay. So yeah, you can.
All right, cool. Because, like I said, guys, he is amazing, and the fact that he gets to do his own thing, and that he was able to, he was able to find a place to be able to do his podcast in the middle of one of the busiest cities in the world, alongside myself over here in NYC. The fact that he was able to do it, and even then I don't hear anything going on in the background, speaks what it speaks one.
I started
Yeah.
I didn't start with this niche. I started with talking about just like helping the man out there. Then I started talking about spirituality, mindfulness, and I like kept changing like the niche, and I just did a lot of things before like coming to this like name or and this niche, because I was like very restricted in my previous niches because I was not able to talk about everything that I wanted to. So I just changed my niche to whole life, so I can cover like any aspect or any niche that I want, because life is all that we have and we can talk about anything when our niche is life. So I chose this like this niche because it was very easy for me and I was very free to talk about whatever I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice.
But
Go ahead.
and don't worry if you this message for audience that if you're just trying something, don't worry, like it might take you 2 and 3 times or 2 or 3 terms in which like you might fail and you might not be very comfortable with. Keep changing, keep repeating, and keep learning. And that's how I came with this name, like life methodology, because my previous names were influenced or somewhere like very normal, like there were like thousands more podcasts with those names. But when I explored myself, explored my niche, I just came with this unique name. So yeah, keep trying and keep learning.
Nice, nice. And again, that's very inspirational as well for anyone who wants to be an up and coming podcaster or just a podcaster in general, and whoever wants to get down and do this. Again, guys, just know that it will take some time as well, to find your niche. It takes some time as well to find who you are in the middle of all the viewers and all those wonderful podcasters out there in the world. But just know that again, it is possible from over here in NYC to the busy streets of Delhi in India. Just know that again, if you got the voice and you got the passion, you got the effort, and you got the will to do so, again, nothing's gonna stop you on that end. So try, because literally you'll make it out there in the world, seriously. And it doesn't matter if you're just one in the pool, in an ocean of people. Like I said, it just takes that one person to want to say something, do something, be something, and then from there, you'll go places, seriously. I don't know if there's any other way to put that. Yeah, which again, it's pretty
Yeah. I was saying that nothing will be perfect ever, because if you just want to do something, you have to do it right now. If you wait for things like to become perfect or for a certain situation, that situation or like might or that perfect thing that you want might never come. So you have to start with what you have right now. And that's how I started. That's how everyone started with both. There will always be like some excuses, or there will always be some kind of perfection that we want before starting, but that might never come. So you have to start with whatever you have right now. So that's what I wanted to say.
Nice.
Like,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And if I may ask, my friend, I know you saw my podcast over there on YouTube. I know I also got a chance to see yours. What did you think about me, for example, as a podcaster?
Why I just like couldn't understand, like, can you repeat?
Oh, sorry, no worries. When
Yeah.
I got to see your podcast, and you got a chance to see my own, which
Yeah.
I hope was okay. How did you think of it when you saw my podcast over here on YouTube?
Like, I was very attractive, like, yeah, you might like take it as a compliment. It is not a bad thing, but I was attracted more to like how you interviewed and more with the visual content like that you provided. Even it was like a audio content, but the visuals and all those graphics that you did and all those characters that you made for everyone, they was like very effective, and I just love those things.
Nice. Gotcha. And like I said, again, it's all about the constructive feedback and criticism, and which again, I'm very thankful for. And the reason why I wanted to ask about me, because I brought you over here, and I want to share my own bits about with you, as well as the audience out there who's tuning in, about just what I saw in Leeds podcast. So you don't mind if I give my own comments on what I saw on you, my friend?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Cool, cool. All right. So guys, this might be short, might be long, but anyway. So when I saw his podcast over there, literally first thing that caught my eye was first off the logo. And then when I first saw your logo, it gave me an idea, of what Lilith's niche was. It was straightforward and it was eye catching. And how sometimes when you're first meeting people, right? Of course, you have that suspicion. You have that you always wonder about that person. You know what I mean, my friend?
Yeah, that's
Right. And just to wonder, is this person legitimate? Is this person legit? And then from there, what happened was, I went ahead and looked at it, and I said, "Oh, this looks professional, and this looks like someone who knows what he's doing." And then from there, what happened was I delved into his podcast, and then I saw, oh, he's been here for a while. And then I actually got to see it over on Anchor, which I just remember now. And I was looking at it and tuning into the episode, and I said, oh my gosh, he's been here for months. And literally from there, listening to his advice, he talks about things, for example, like relationships, spirituality, finding yourself, and all those topics, which again, super dang relatable to what we need in the world. And so I was very happy to see that. What I love about your episodes as well is not only were they concise, not only were they available to a wide range, a wide audience, and they have just the right amount of time, but also is that you tell exactly and explicitly what will be stated, which again, that's commendable, because that's the thing that many people want to find, is that someone who can give these life-changing advices. Like me, for example, how I also stated, but your own is very straightforward, and I love that people can get right down to it, that oh, this is what he's going to talk about today, which again is amazing. And I love the vibe that I'm digging from your podcast, and that's something wonderful. If you guys can check him out as well, I'll leave his link to the podcast in the description for other people to check out. Literally, if you tune in, and you'd be surprised to know that it is professionally made, and the fact that what you hear is something that you can reflect on, even though again he's also up and coming, but again he's also very, very knowledgeable about things. And again, my friend, you did a good job there on your end. Yes, really. So guys, seriously, go for it.
Yeah, like I just started with like advice that I had. Like someone gave me advice that if you ever want something, try to give it to someone else. So I just always wanted like a podcast in which I can just go around and know what I want in just like 2 minutes. But there were like not many podcasts available that just talked about whatever I wanted to talk about, and they were like not many very concise. They were like very long. They just interviewed and without any like main topic to them. So like I just made one podcast with a motive to talk about things in very precise way. So I can just learn, help others to learn in just 2 minutes.
Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome. Hey, so do you have any final bits that you want to say, my friend? Anything else you want to say?
I just wanted to say that to everyone who are starting out or who are listening to me, that you have to learn a lot before doing something, because I'm not saying that you have to waste your whole life doing something, but if you're doing something, you have to be very knowledgeable about that thing. You have to learn, you have to follow those people, you have to follow like everyone who is under that niche and who talks about those things. Because if you are able to surround yourself with those people and those social media accounts, then you will be able to become very knowledgeable, and you will know if you truly like that thing or not. Because when we learn something, when we are reading about something, we can just understand or read our own instinct and heart that I'm liking something or not. So if you like that thing, keep going, keep learning and keep implementing. But if you think that you are not able to resonate with something, just stop, because there will be thousands more things for you to try. So don't stop with a single niche or single thing that you are doing in your life. Just try a lot of things. There are like thousand things that are available for you even right now in this era. So that's all.
Nice, nice. And really, like I said, down to earth and literally so dang relatable. And like I said, guys, if we can be on our accounts and do other things and see other people, why not do the same thing for ourselves, right? Why not be able to check out what it is that we can do in the world, and from there see how it goes? Because literally, again, if it happens, it happens. And if mistakes are made, mistakes are made. But if you learn from it, you learn from it, right? And I think that boils down not just for podcasting, not just for being on YouTube, not just for being on Anchor, but I think from doing anything, in general, because that's life. And that's the methodology of it, is that life is literally endless in terms of whatever it is that you can do. And like Lalit is promoting, is that he gets it how people go through situations, go through different things, but again, so long as we're still alive, we might as well keep going. Is that right?
That's right. Like that's what my motto is. My tagline for my podcast is simple: that life is all about learning. So if you are learning, if you are growing, if you are doing something that you love, you are growing in life and you are living life truly. But if you are not able to learn, if you are not growing in your life, that's not truly a life. So whoever is listening to us and me and you, they are doing something in their life. They are learning. They are growing. So I am proud of you for listening to our podcast, because that's how we started, and we believe you will do something better in your life.
Exactly. Seriously, guys, keep doing it is whatever you're doing in life, and make sure it's something that you love to do. Yes, we have our own duties, but we also have our own lives to think about, right? Life is endless, life is meaningful, right? So, we got to keep that up out
Yeah,
there.
life is about passion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, my friends. So, I think that about wraps it up for this wonderful and special episode of Convos. Again, thank you so much for being over here, my friend. Seriously,
Thank you.
it has been a treat, and I hope, I was okay as a host to have you over here.
I was hoping that you would say I was okay as a guest, because I was very nervous. This was my first episode, like it was my first collab, so I was very nervous. So I hope I was a great guest and I was able to connect with your audience and was able to give some insights to help them.
Yep. All right. But I really do believe as well that for the audience, that they get to learn something. And literally, these are two of the big nations. Myself in the USA, you over there in India, collaborating, doing something together. And it is absolutely wonderful, and it's been a blast. And so thank you again for taking the time and the effort to make it over here, and out of your busy schedule to come on, and despite you as well taking care of your family, dealing with whatever it is happening over there in Delhi, and doing your own thing as well. You got the time to come on, and again, I hope we get to do more. Seriously.
Yeah.
I really do hope so.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so, thank you again so much for tuning in. Again, guys, I'm going to leave his link down in the description. Please check him out. Again, you'll learn a lot from him. And, despite all odds, again, he's a wonderful podcaster. And the fact that he's still doing what he's doing, despite how busy he is, like I said, he's one's worth to check out for. Seriously. So again, guys, that's gonna be it for this episode of Convos. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you again, Lalit, for being here, guys. So again, if you got any questions for me, please leave them down in the comments. If you got any questions for Lalit, again, feel free to leave it down in the comments as well. And if you got any other questions of which you don't want to share over on YouTube, again, that's totally fine. I get the platform. Please go ahead and DM me or PM me. If you want me to leave them for Lalit, again, please do the same so that I can send it over to him. He can give over his answers, and I'll relay them back to you if ever. All right? So,
but can I before we
yeah,
can I add something?
Go for it.
Yeah, say that whoever like want to connect to me and whoever wish to get something from me, I have like a free ebook for every listener of Convos. So if you want, you can just message or comment down to the host of our Convo podcast, and I will be sending you my own ebook so that will be able to help you a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that,
Nice, awesome. See what I mean, guys? Like I said, he's here for you. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. And seriously, we want to help you guys out there in the world, and that's what we'll go by. He's focused on life. I'm focused on the truth, and you guys can see how hand in hand those go well together, right? Awesome. So again, guys, please thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, share, sub, and much love. This is Mr. T, and this is my friend Lalit Sharma over at Life Methodology signing off. Much love, everyone, and we'll see each other at our next episode. All right, peace, and give your bye, my friend.
bye. And have a like nice life and improve yourself. Keep improving yourself and keep trying in your life.
That's right. All right, peace.